The Curse of the Dawn Ghost, a website that can see into the future, and a tour through an entire ghost city that is said to be the gateway to hell. All of this on today's most amazing top 10 list. Coming at number 10, we have the Dawn Ghost. Now when you hear the name Dawn Ghost, I don't think the first thing you think about would be something horrific. I think about a nightmare where something that's shaped like a cucumber is chasing me around a haunted house. It sounds more like the inspiration for something you would see on Brazzers. But it turns out that this is actually one of the most horrifying webcomics on the internet. Dawn Ghost is a Korean-made comic about a girl walking home late at night, and she comes across someone who looks rather strange, like something is wrong with their body, but she's not quite sure what happened to them. When she gets closer, she can see that they're wearing pink pajamas, and they seem like their body is all disjointed, like their limbs are turning in the wrong direction. Well, eventually she gets closer to this strange being, and they turn their head all the way around, like full exorcism style. And we see that this horrifying bedtime creature has its eyes gouged out of its head and screams, "Where is my baby?" From there, the comic only gets worse, and there's a couple of jump scare moments. It's believed that there's some sort of terrible ghost that is attached to this website, and once you get to the end of the webcomic, it will follow you and attempt to find its lost child. Well, I think it's safe to say that I won't be watching this anytime soon. I'll stick to watching cartoons alone by myself. Coming in at number 9, we have The Joy of Satan. Praise the all-powerful Satan. That's what this website is all about. Well, kinda. Satanism was kinda started as a way to follow the rules of the Dark Lord, but it doesn't involve harming anyone or horrifying sacrifices like some people would believe. It's actually more about indulgence, and a big part of it is making fun of other religions. But this website takes some of those things and then goes down a much darker route. It sort of perverts the idea of Satanism and goes out of its way to attract younger people to the site and tells them that they should perform rituals to summon demons. Yeah, that's taken the whole praise the Dark Lord thing a little too far. There's definitely speculation that there is some sort of dark energy attached to the site. Perhaps the person running it is possessed by a demon. Who knew that the Dark Lord was getting this tech savvy? Maybe that's why the world is full of sinners right now, because the devil's just better at online marketing. God needs to get with these new trends. And guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell, and stick around until the end of this list, because I'm going to be shouting out some people from my Instagram. If you want me to give you a shout out, you can hit me up through the gram. Coming in at number 8, we have Lomando.com, probably one of the biggest catfishes on the internet. If someone sends you a link to Lomando.com, it will first look like it's this cutesy Hello Kitty-esque website, but then once you click on the cute little cat girl, you are taken to a website that looks like someone tried to recreate The Ring with clip art. The whole thing is a bunch of jump scares that are super creepy, and if you have fear of those Japanese water monsters, then you should definitely not go to this website. You have to go through a series of games that get creepier and creepier, and some people say that if you get to the end, you will die. I don't think that's true, because I literally watched someone play through this whole thing on a YouTube video. Coming in at number 7, we have Death Date. Have you ever wondered when you will die? Probably. I think it's something that every last human on the planet thinks about. No one is so zen that that never goes through their mind. You have to think about your own demise eventually, so it should be no surprise that someone made a website that is said to be haunted and will also tell you when you're supposed to die. That sounds par for the course for the internet. For those of you who don't know, Death Date is a website that will tell you when you're going to die. Spooky! All you have to do is type in very little information and it will serve you up the priceless information of the day of your death. I mean, on one side, that would be really nice because you wouldn't have to think about it anymore. But on the downside, apparently this website can give you a premature death because the site is, of course, cursed. And there is some sort of ghost attached to it that will kill you. Oh my god! Coming in at number 6, we have News of the Future. What is going to happen in 50 years? What will the world look like if we were to blast into the future and see the landscape of the world? Well, there happens to be a website called News of the Future that is all about seeing how the world is trending and wondering what it will be like in 50 years. Not all of the news on this website is the worst, but as you can imagine, a lot of it is horrifying, and it is easy to attach the words cursed to it. They talk about food shortages, chaos, climate change, and a whole bunch of other horrible things that could tear down the world. There are rumors that there is someone who's actually using some sort of paranormal time gate to peer into the future, and that is where this site is getting all of its news from. But I would have to guess that that is 100% untrue. Coming at number 5, we have CRYPTOMONDO. The legend behind this cursed website is pretty wild. First, let's break down what this website is. It's a blog where a whole bunch of people can come in and talk about things related to cryptids. It's mostly posting links and talking about Bigfoot and other mysterious monsters. The website isn't really heavily used, but I read a wild theory online about this site, that the site itself is actually a cryptid. Some people think that the website is a living, breathing, mythical beast that is cataloging information that people are sharing about other cryptids. If this thing is real, why would it do something like this? Well, for a multitude of reasons. Some people say that it's using this information so it can keep all the cryptids secret, and other people think that this cyber cryptid can change into several different websites, and this is just one of its forms. It's one of the wildest theories I have ever heard about a website, but I thought it would work perfectly for this list of paranormal pages. Coming at number 4, we have Mystic Universe. Mystic Universe is the website that is the key component of one of the most popular podcasts about supernatural and anything unexplained. Mystic Universe focuses on aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, and all things in between. If you go to this website, you will find a ton of detailed breakdowns about every supernatural story you have heard of that will keep you interested for an endless amount of time. Now, this site contains paranormal content, not in the sense that there is a ghost locked away in it, but you can read tons of testimonies from people who have come in contact with the paranormal. In the Mystic Universe podcast, they do some deep dives into all of the unexplained things that people have encountered out in this wild world, and they have an open mind to constantly ask, what if this story is true? The only reason this website would be cursed is because it will suck you in for an endless amount of time. Coming in at number 3, we have CREEPYPASTA, one of the most famous horror websites that has ever been created. You can spend an endless amount of time rummaging through horror story after horror story on this website, and you would never run out of content to look at. Some of it is good, some of it is bad, but all of it has to do with the horror genre. And there has been several rumors about this website being haunted. Some people say there are specific creepypastas like Laughing Jack or The Rake. Some people say that if you read too much of them, you will manifest them into real life and they will start to haunt you. Other people say that the whole website is monitored by some sort of dark entity that feeds off of fear. Every time someone goes onto the website and reads something and then gets scared, the creature will become stronger. It's sitting in the shadows, getting more and more powerful until the perfect moment pops up and then it can strike. Honestly, that sounds like the most innovative plan that an evil demon could ever come up with. Who inspired this guy, Gary Vee? Coming at number 2, we have HASHIMA Island, one of the lost cities of the world. For most of these cities, if you want to peek inside, you have to fly over there and go check it out firsthand. But for HASHIMA Island, Google Earth has done the whole tour of this place. You can go see what this ghost city looks like from every angle without leaving your house. That's pretty cool. HASHIMA Island is off the coast of Japan and used to be teeming with people. It was a massive mining city and the whole city surrounds one of the deepest coal mines in the world. Eventually the mine dried up and the city turned to rubble as people left and there was no more work on the island. Now it's said that ghosts haunt the island and there's even rumors that the mine is a tunnel to hell. Venturing through this website and sightseeing the place that has a doorway to hell might not be the best way to avoid having something paranormal invade your life. I wouldn't be surprised if the devil himself worked his way into one of those Google image pictures. And coming into the number 1 spot, we have the DIONAEA house, one of the creepier stories that is tucked away in the internet. It's the story of two buddies. It starts off as something nice, and as most things on this list, it slowly gets creepier and creepier. The two buddies are named Mark and Eric. Eric seems to be normal, but his buddy Mark loses his mind one day and goes out and murders two people and then takes his own life. Eric is not satisfied with the idea that his friend just went crazy, so he starts to dig deeper and deeper into the story until he is contacted by the DIONAEA house. Not long after this, Eric goes missing forever. Now, if you look into the official backstory on this, the whole thing is a work of fiction. But the internet is never satisfied with this. Some people claim that the DIONAEA house is real, and if you look too deeply into it, you will go missing as well. Some say that Eric's ghost now haunts the website and tells people everything was a work of fiction, so they will look deeper into it and finish the work that he never got to finish. Alright guys, that has been our list. Now I'm going to answer some questions from my Instagram inbox. Happy CGO wrote in and said, do you have a favorite type of exotic pet? I think a snake would be pretty cool, but honestly I would never own something like that because I would just want it to be in the wild. HuntGirl1817 wrote in and asked, have you ever seen the show Supernatural? And I have to say, no, I have not, but I heard that it's very good. And finally, Jovinho wrote and asked, did you you expect your record to be as funny as it was? I assume you're referencing my comedy album, and I was really hoping that people would like it, and they seem that they did, so I'm pumped about it, but sometimes you don't know until the content is out there. Alright guys, that has been our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I've been your host, DIONAEA, and watch out for those cursed websites.